All right, so today we're going deep on something pretty fascinating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about acupuncture
Okay.
and how it might actually play a role in boosting placental oxygenation,
Interesting.
especially for women dealing with COHS.
Controlled ovarian hyperstimulation.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've heard of that. It's a pretty common issue.
Definitely.
And crucial, right, that oxygen supply to the placenta.
Oh, absolutely. It's like the lifeline for a healthy pregnancy.
For sure.
And we've been digging into some research, and it seems like acupuncture could actually be a big help here.
Really? Like hard scientific evidence.
Yeah, there are actual studies out there showing some pretty interesting results.
Y'all ears.
Well, one of the big things that caught my eye was how acupuncture seems to increase blood flow. And there's this one study that found acupuncture boosted blood flow in the umbilical artery, like significantly.
Like, how much are we talking?
In some cases, almost 15% more.
Wow, that's a pretty big jump.
Yeah, it's not insignificant.
And that's the umbilical artery, right?
Yeah.
So that's like a direct route to the placenta.
Exactly, a straight shot for that oxygen-rich blood.
That makes a lot of sense. So more blood flow, more oxygen for the baby.
Exactly.
Interesting.
And it kind of makes you wonder if it's doing that much for the umbilical artery, what's it doing for the overall blood flow to the uterus and ovaries?
Yeah, that's a good point. Got to be impacting things there too, right?
Exactly. And it makes you think about the hormonal piece of the puzzle, too.
Oh, yeah. Hormones. Always a fun topic.
Right. And we know COHS can throw those hormones out of whack, especially estrogen and progesterone.
Yeah. Essential hormones for a healthy pregnancy.
Absolutely. But some studies are showing that acupuncture might actually help rebalance those hormones.
Oh, wow. So it's like a 2-for-1 deal?
Kind of.
Improves blood flow and gets those hormones back on track?
Yeah, creating a much better environment for the placenta to do its thing.
That's wild.
And then there's another layer to all of this.
Okay, lay it on me.
Inflammation.
Ah, the silent troublemaker.
Right. And it can be a huge problem with COHS. Really messes with placental function.
Yeah, inflammation can wreak havoc pretty much anywhere in the body.
Totally.
But I've heard acupuncture can help with inflammation too.
Yeah, it's like it has this calming effect, bringing everything back into balance.
So it's like a triple threat then. Blood flow, hormones, AMI inflammation.
It's looking that way.
That's pretty impressive for something as like ancient and simple as sticking needles in someone.
I know, right? It really makes you think about all the different ways things are connected in the body.
Totally. So we've got blood flow, hormones, inflammation, anything else.
Well, there's this thing called endometrial receptivity.
Endometrial. Remind me what that is again.
Basically, it's about how ready the lining of the uterus is for a fertilized egg to implant.
Ah, okay, like how sticky the lining is, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Makes sense. You want that little embryo to snuggle in nice and secure.
And guess what? Research suggests acupuncture might actually boost those endometrial receptivity markers in COHS cycles.
So not only is it helping with the oxygen and hormones, but it's also prepping the landing pad.
Exactly. Setting everything up for success right from the start.
Wow, it's like the ultimate support system.
Right.
What about timing, though? Because I know COHS can sometimes mess with the implantation window.
Oh, good point, yeah. It can shift it earlier than it should be.
Right, which can make things tricky.
And you know what? Some studies suggest that acupuncture might actually help normalize the timing, too.
Get everything back in sync.
Yep, lining things up perfectly.
That's pretty remarkable.
Speaking of timing, we're almost out of time for this deep dive, but there's one more crucial thing we need to touch on.
Let's hear it.
Stress.
Ah, yes, the elephant in the room. Or maybe the tiny little acupuncture needle in the room, in this case.
Maybe. But seriously, going through fertility treatments can be incredibly stressful.
No doubt about it. It's a roller coaster of emotions.
And that stress can have a real impact on the body, even on things like placental development.
Makes sense. Stress hormones can throw everything out of whack.
Exactly. And one of the things acupuncture is known for is its stress-reducing effects.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that. Like, it helps calm the nervous system.
Yeah, and anything that helps lower those stress hormones is a win in my book.
Agreed. It's all about creating a sense of well-being, both for the mom and the baby.
So to kind of wrap things up here, it really seems like there's growing evidence that acupuncture could be a really valuable addition to conventional COHS treatment.
Yeah, potentially improving placental oxygenation, balancing hormones, reducing inflammation, even prepping the endometrium and normalizing implantation timing.
It's a pretty impressive list.
It is. But of course, as with any complementary therapy, it's important to talk to your doctor.
Oh, absolutely. They can help you figure out if it's a good fit for you and your treatment plan.
And more research is always good, to really solidify these findings and figure out the best ways to use acupuncture for this.
For sure. But as we leave you today, I want you to think about this. Beyond all the specific benefits we've talked about, what about acupuncture's overall approach to well-being?
The whole mind, body, spirit thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How might that contribute to a smoother, healthier pregnancy?
That's a really interesting question to ponder.
It is, and I encourage you to keep exploring this to learn more about the potential of acupuncture and how it might fit into your fertility journey.
Sounds like a good plan.
All right, that's it for our deep dive today. Until next time.
See you then.